All right, so we are getting started with the first of 3 brand webinars that we're doing this week. Looks like my YouTube live stream is also chiming in here. So it looks like we've got a few people trickling in. We're gonna try to do everything we can to keep this tight. We want to keep it down to 15 minutes. The goal is to talk about what Wrapify is doing to help brands put more cash in the pockets of everyday commuters and folks that participate in the gig economy, as well as driving a little bit more value, once we get out of this whole COVID-19, trying to keep everything tight from a social distancing standpoint. We will get through this together, and Wrapify is doing everything it can to help brands extend more value through the campaign. So why don't we get started? We've got a few people trickling in. It looks like we've got 3 or 4 people. We're going to give everybody at least a minute, and then we'll hop right into this. Let's see, we got a few folks. Approve, save. All right, anybody who's trying to hop in can hop in. All right, so James Heller, CEO and founder at Wrapify here. We're going to do a really quick high-level overview of what Wrapify is, and then we're going to talk about what we're extending to brands, and then we're going to leave the last few minutes open to questions. So if you have a question, there's a section called Q&A at the bottom of your Zoom window. We'll open that up at the very tail end of this. Let me know when you're able to see my screen. I've got our, let's see here. All right. Share. Perfect. All right. So if you could see our media kit really quick, I just want to get everybody a high-level overview of what Wrapify is. We are one of the largest ride-share and gig economy ad platforms on the planet. We help everyday commuters, folks that participate in rideshare and food delivery, to further monetize their time on the road by advertising on their vehicle. Now, while out of home is being affected, and the gig economy is being affected by what's going on right now, we want to do what we can to help brands once we get out of this. So very high level, brands love Wrapify for 4 reasons. Our ability to provide better attribution from this exposure to out of home than any other out of home format is something that we pride ourselves in. Our ability to also provide brands the ability to measure what that out of home exposure actually does in terms of driving conversion on their website, conversion in their app, as well as footfall and measurable foot traffic into their retail locations. Nielsen did a big industry report on the out of home industry last year, and wrap vehicles were the most noticed of all formats that move in the out of home space. Really beautiful example of how Squarespace put over 200 vehicles on the road in a market like Miami, just to give you an example of what creative could look like. But the 3 main reasons for why brands do this: their ability to measure footfall in a physical retail environment from the out-of-home exposure and the omni-channel exposure that Wrapify creates, our ability to measure conversion in app, so events that are firing within an app if it's an app-enabled service brand, as well as conversion online. So if you're a brand that sells anything online and want to be able to measure what this out-of-home exposure actually did, that's what we do best. We also take it a step further by being able to retarget to folks that are exposed to this. So if you're exposed to a vehicle in the out-of-home space that's running with Wrapify, we also have the ability to use it to trigger retargeting across a bunch of different channels. So that is what Wrapify is in a nutshell. And what we're doing is any campaign that's signed and booked before April 10th, we're going to match an equal amount of wrap vehicles So just to reiterate, if you are a brand that wants to run with any one of our wrap creatives, we have 3 different wrap creatives: full, partial, and light. If you launch a full, partial, or light campaign, we're going to match it with an equal amount of Static Plus. Now, Static Plus is our rideshare specific topper product. So think of like that taxi top style display, but also adding things like our physical retargeting, our media measurement, our dashboard, all the things that make Wrapify really special. We've applied to this new product that we launched earlier this year. And basically what it allows a brand to do is launch a bunch of vehicles in market and then also have credit to launch a commensurate amount of vehicles with Static Plus. So we're going to match the volume of vehicles that you launch with our core wrap options with the same number of Static Plus vehicles. So if this is something that you're interested in, please email us. Our email is info@wrapify.com. It's the best way to get more information about this, and we'll make sure a Wrapify representative reaches back out to you with details on this campaign. So I know that this has been a whirlwind of the last couple of weeks, but I want to pause here to make sure we're able to answer questions. So I've got the Q&A open. No, it doesn't look like anybody has asked any questions yet. So I think the best way to do that is click on the Q&A, ask a question, and I'll do my best to make those questions answered on the call. And if we don't get time or have enough time to answer those questions, we'll do everything we can to answer those after the webinar. And if you know somebody that wants to participate or is interested in this, we have 2 additional webinars later this week. They're all at 1 o'clock. We've got one on Wednesday. We've got another one on Friday at 1 Pacific. So if you don't have the links to that, they're in all of the different posts that we've made on LinkedIn. Otherwise, reach out, info@wrapify.com, easiest way to get a hold of us. So first question, how long are our campaigns, or how long do they typically go for? We're a flighted media platform. 4 weeks is our minimum. Typical campaign durations are between 4 and 12 weeks. So, you know, and this offer is for any duration. So if you put a 4-week full wrap campaign on the road with 50 vehicles, we're going to give you a 4-week campaign with 50 Static Plus vehicles for future use. I'm just going to type it in. All right, any other questions? Looks like we've got a handful of folks that are on and tuned in. We'll continue to let these ones flow through. Got another question that just popped in. Typical lead time. So it depends on the wrap option. Lead time's typically 4 weeks from when we have creative approval to all vehicles on the road. We have some other wrap options like our Wrapify Lite option. It's a 2-week lead time from creative approval, and our Static Plus is also 2-week lead time from creative approval. All right, we got about another 5 minutes. I want to make sure we have enough time to answer all the questions coming through. Looks like we've got a few people that are popping on. Another question, who does the actual creative? Is it Wrapify or is it on the brand? We actually have a creative team. It's an amazing creative team that is built out creative for some of the biggest brands on the planet. So if you have existing brand creative from your current digital and out-of-home campaigns, we could take that, build out beautiful creative. Nothing goes to print, nothing goes live until you approve it. And we make that process really, really easy and seamless. So great question. A few more folks are popping in. All right, well, we'll continue on. So this is dismissed. All right. I know this is another question about retargeting. So what channels can we retarget to? Great question. One of the things that's amazing about Wrapify is our ability to actually capture anonymized audience that's exposed to these out-of-home vehicles. We use that audience to build all of the associated devices that are associated with that exposure. So if you're exposed say you're within a 50-foot radius of one of these vehicles, we're able to now retarget you across not just your mobile device, but all of your associated devices. So things like display, connected TV, audio streaming, native, video. So we're taking that, that really high recall out of home impression, and we're dovetailing it into multi-channel retargeting. And we're partnered with the Trade Desk to help make that a reality. And the other thing that we're able to do, if you use your own DSP, is we could actually push that audience into your DSP so you could do your own retargeting and your own segmenting. Got a few more minutes and we're going to hop off. Again, if you have any other questions and you're not ready to ask them here on the live stream in the webinar, that's totally okay. Just send them to info@wrapify.com. We'll make sure to reach back out to you as soon as we can. Another question about start dates. So obviously we have no idea how long we're all going to be in this social distancing quarantine state. So one of the things we're doing for existing brand clients, this is outside of this, is just for all Wrapify campaigns, we can make start dates TBD. So if like say we want to launch at the tail end of April and we're still not ready to get there yet as a country, we can push that start date out a little further. So we're adding a lot of fluidity to when campaigns start. This isn't just for what we're offering for this relief campaign, but we're also doing this for all existing campaigns. So if you're a brand client or a brand that's on the platform today, we're doing things like extending durations. We're also doing things like pushing out start dates for campaigns once we get back to normal, after we all get through this as a country and as a global economy. All right, we've got 1 minute left, and I want to make sure we didn't leave anybody out. Now's the time to get your questions posted in the Q&A. We're going to do everything we can to keep these things rolling throughout the week. So really appreciate you tuning in. I think we're about to be at time. So thanks again for tuning in all. I know this is a really, really tough time. It's definitely something that we've never, actually none of us have ever had to deal with. And it's something we're all adapting to. And everybody at Wrapify has been amazing in terms of, being able to work from home, working remotely, and doing what we can to further support our drivers, our brands, and our agencies. So with all that being said, we're going to hop off this 15-minute webinar. We're going to have another one this Wednesday. So do what you can to help share out that link if you can. Otherwise, be safe. And we look forward to getting a chance to meet up in person once this all passes, because this too shall pass. Thank you.